And again, it seems easy. It seems really simple. And it is foundational. But it is also complex. So, with that in mind, let me tell you a story and ask you what you would do. A story about choice. It's a real story. All the stories I'm going to tell you today are 94% true. I do agree with Mark Twain that you should never let the truth interfere with a really good story. But mostly edited just for confidentiality. So this is a story about Ralph. And Ralph is a fellow who lives in a facility that supports people who have significant physical disabilities. And Ralph is a really bright, articulate guy who has a degenerative neuromuscular disorder, which means that he is progressively losing muscle capacity. And he, at this point in the story, he gets around in a power chair that he drives, and he has a seatbelt in the power chair because he's lost sufficient muscle tone that he's no longer going to stay in the power chair. He's going to slide out over time unless that seatbelt is fastened. And Ralph, like the rest of us, likes to have a shower every day. And when it's time for Ralph's shower, you need to get him out of the power chair. You do know power chairs and showers are not compatible. So you need to get him out of the power chair, out of his clothes, into a shower chair, which is plastic slats, seatbelt, and then wheel him into the shower and assist him with bathing. Assist him in getting clean. And I want you to imagine that you are providing direct support to Ralph. You are the person who is helping him out of the chair, helping him out of his clothes. You get him into the chair, and you're about to fasten that seatbelt. And he goes, "No, do not fasten that seatbelt. I don't want the seatbelt." And you go, "But Ralph, you'll fall. You need the seatbelt to be safe." And Ralph goes, "What part of no don't you understand? No seatbelt." And you go, "But Ralph," and he goes, "No but, no seatbelt." So I'm going to put the story on pause and ask you to talk at your table. You're going to have to talk to yourself. Talk at your table. What would you do in that circumstance? What would you personally do as the direct support professional in that circumstance with Ralph in the seatbelt? Let me just ask a couple of tables, what was their consensus? Let me start here.
So we were talking about it that we need to apply for any depends on the reason that he doesn't want to wear the seatbelt.
So it would depend on the why. You'd have to figure out why. How about for you guys? Same? Yeah. Anybody come up with a different answer?
We didn't have consensus, although some of us did talk about the why, and we agreed. Although the other options, if there is no why, the other options could be someone suggested sponge bath, someone suggested taking them out of the chair, putting them on the rack pile, and someone else suggested changing your stance to ensure the person is safe. So those are some of the things that.
And how many of you told stories? You couldn't, just adopt, look at this one. You'd have to say, well, let me tell you what I experienced that was similar. But here's one of the challenges that you have. people who are attracted to the field are fixers. You see a problem, you want to fix it. And I have a slide, it's not in this sketch, but I have a slide quoting Einstein. Einstein said if I had 55 minutes to save the world, excuse me, if I had an hour to save the world, I'd spend 55 minutes defining the problem. If we had an hour to save the world, the very first thing we would do is say, we need a meeting. You are all good human service professionals. You have never met a problem that doesn't deserve a meeting. And I am surprised that some of you weren't saying, well, we would say, Ralph, just hang on a minute, we need a meeting. But here's the issue. For the most part, we have people who've been doing work in this field for some time. We have people with significant experience. Most of you are in management positions of some sort. So you've been around that block a few times. So you come to why pretty quickly. The people who are doing direct support, have they had the same training? Have they had the same experiences? Would they come to why as quickly as you? Or would they have heard, oh, I'm supposed to support choice? Because the person in this story who did the direct support said, okay, it's your choice. You know, I told you you're going to fall. So it's informed choice. And when to push Ralph into the shower, you have to go over this little hump, you know, keep the water in. And when they went over the hump, Ralph toppled sideways and broke his hip. Because if you don't do any weight bearing, your bones get fragile. And in the hospital, the people who come and look at things after you screw up came and said, Ralph, why? And Ralph said, that damn seatbelt, it is getting frayed, it's got these threads that are really stiff, they poke me right here. You know, that's a really tender part of your body. That's why I didn't want the damn seatbelt. So if you heard that why, what would you do?
Towel there, buy a seatbelt next week.
Buy a towel, use a towel now,
Yeah.
seatbelt next week. Yeah. Good judgment. Because I've had people say, replace the seatbelt. And I'm going, here's naked Ralph sliding out of the chair. And you're going, where did I put that wrench? And the seatbelt is... So, but if you knew the why, the what is really easy. Are we consistently looking for the why under the what? Don't want that seatbelt. And that's a part of understanding and engaging in choice.